This is Nick with logosbynick.com, and in today's tutorial I'll be demonstrating how you can create this water reflection effect using GIMP. And to show you an example of what I mean here, here's the image we're going to be starting out with. And then after we apply the effect, we're going to end up with something like this where the image is reflected in a reflection of itself in water with the rippling effect through it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with GIMP. If you'd like to follow along with this tutorial in this specific image, I'll have a link to it in the description of the video. So go ahead and open that image up with GIMP and then just right click on this layer here and just make sure you have an alpha channel by clicking Add Alpha Channel. If you can't click that, then that means you already have it and you're good to go. So the first thing I want to do is I want to eliminate this bottom portion of the image here where there's already water, because it wouldn't make much sense to leave that in there. So let me go to the crop tool and I'll click and drag over the image here, and I'm going to grab the portion of the image I want to keep, which is all of the image above that water line there, and then press enter on the keyboard to finalize that. And what I want to do now is I want to make this image larger in height to accommodate for the reflection effect. So let me just zoom out a little bit first. I'm going to hold Control and roll down the mouse wheel a couple of times to zoom out. And then I'll go to Image, Canvas Size, and I want to make this the height roughly twice as much. It doesn't have to be exactly twice as much, but roughly twice as much. So I'm going to go to 2400 since that's 1200. Go ahead and click Resize. And there we have that right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to duplicate it by clicking this button down here that says create a duplicate of the layer and add it to the image. And then I want to flip that vertically. So I'm going to come over here to the flip tool and I want to select vertical and then go ahead and click that image and it's going to flip it vertically. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the alignment tool, click on the image to activate it. And where it says align, I want to set the relative to image. And then I'm just going to click this button right here that says align bottom of target. So it aligns it on the bottom of the image there. And now I'm just going to go to the move tool just to deactivate the alignment tool. And what I want to do now is I want to give this bottom portion right here a slight blur. I'm going to go to Filters, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And I just want to choose maybe something very small, like maybe like 5 or 6. Something like that's pretty good. Go ahead and click OK. And then I want to give this a motion blur going at a vertical, going vertical. So I'll go to Filters, Blur, Linear Motion Blur. And where it says angle, I want to set that to 90 or somewhere in that range. It doesn't have to be exactly 90. And then for the length, I'm just going to bring that down. And you could watch the image on your screen as it changes as a good reference point. It doesn't have to be a specific number. I'm going to go with, I think 80 looks pretty good for this image. I'll go ahead and click OK to finalize that. And what we're noticing here is, if you look closely, you can see some of the background is showing through that area right there. So I want to eliminate that. I'm going to grab the Move tool, and I'm going to click this image and just hold Control and just drag it up a little bit so that checkerboard pattern in the background disappears. And what you notice now, the problem we have is the background showing through the bottom, but that's all right because we're going to grab the crop tool now and then just create a selection over that and crop that out. Click Enter to finalize that. And what I want to do next is grab the warp tool and just move this image around a bit. Because if you think about it, when this skyline is reflecting in water, the water is usually not still. It's usually like being distorted, which will it's usually being blown around by the wind, which will distort the reflection. So I'm going to grab the warp transform tool, and I'm going to use a soft brush up here. This soft brush, the number 2 hardness. And I'm going to set the size pretty large, like 450. If you notice the circle on the canvas there, it's pretty large relative to the image. And the strength, I want to bring that all the way down to 10. And once we've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out like that to the right, and then come down here and bring this to the left. And come down here, bring that to the right. And then down here going the other way, and you get the idea. Sort of like a whimsical sort of transform or distortion. So once we've done that, I'm going to click on the Move tool to finalize that warp transform. And what I want to do now is I want to create a new layer. I'm going to come over here where it says create a new layer and add it to the image. We want to use transparency with the fill width, which should be the default setting. So just go ahead and click OK. And then I want to fill this with black. So I'll go to Edit, fill with foreground color. And as you can see here, it's already set to black. So we have a black layer. And I'm going to go to filters, looking for noise. There it is, noise, HSV noise. And from these settings, I'm going to take the dulling and bring that all the way to the left, and then bring everything else all the way to the right. So we end up with some noise on the layer like that. Go ahead and click OK to finalize that. And there's, you probably can't see it from you know, where you're watching the video, but if you look closely, you can see like there's some colors in there. I want to get rid of those colors. So to do that, I'm going to go to colors, saturation, and then just bring that all the way down to 0 and click OK. And now I want to give this a blur. I'm going to go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm going to blur this by maybe 6, somewhere thereabouts is pretty good. Go ahead and click OK. And now we have that blurred. And what I want to do now is go to colors, levels, and on the levels menu, if you notice here, there's this little peak, there's this little white peak right here. I want to take these arrows and bring that in to that little white peak right there. The left and the right arrows, bring them all the way in like that. Well, not all the way, but pretty close. So we end up with something like this right here. It kind of looks like the cover of like a notebook. Go ahead and click OK to finalize that. And once we've done that, I want to give this a motion blur as well. I'm going to go to filters, blur, linear motion blur, and I'm going to leave the angle right where it is. I'm just going to take the length and bring that up, maybe to about there, maybe 3/4 of the way through, and then I'll see how it looks. Pretty good. Not quite what I'm after though. I'm going to go up a little more like that. And that's pretty good right there. I'll leave that as it is. I'll click OK to finalize that. And what I want to do now is just I want to increase the contrast of this. I want to add more separation between the black and the white areas. So I'll go to colors, curves, and I'm going to take this bottom left node right here and just slide that to the right so that it brings out the darker areas more. And I'll take this top right node and slide this to the left so it brings out the whiter areas some more. And you can bring them closer to each other like that. And right there, that's pretty much what I'm going for, that effect right there. Go ahead and click OK. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the warp transform tool. The unified transform tool. Click on the image, and let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to take this top node right here and just click and drag this down until it's going to where the reflection is, like right about there. And I'm going to take this right node and bring that out just so it extends a little bit past the boundaries of the image we're working with, because there's a little bit of transparency here and we want to make sure there's none of that within the image. So I'm going to bring this out a little bit as well. And what I'm going to do now is this image, this image that we just created, it's going to be used as sort of like a texture of rippling water. In order for it to be convincing, the ripples have to look larger as they're closer to us, as if we were holding the camera, and they have to look smaller as they're going away. So to do that, I'm going to alter the perspective of this a little bit. So let me zoom out some more. Again, to zoom out, I'm holding control and rolling down the mouse wheel. The perspective handle is this tiny little diamond shape right here within that square. So I'm going to click and drag to the right to bring that out. And I'm going to hold shift so it locks onto the vertical axis. So I'm going to bring that out about that far. I'm going to come over here to the left-hand side, do the same thing. Bring that out to roughly an equal distance. And then you can press Enter on the keyboard to finalize that. And if you notice, we got that perspective effect that we're going for, where the ripples are larger closer to us and smaller going away. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Layer to Image Size. And then I'm going to click and drag this layer beneath the other layer so that it's sitting in the middle. And I'm going to take this top layer up here, which is the reflection layer, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Layer to Image Size. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use that image that we just created as sort of like a displacement map. So I'm going to go to Filters, Map, Displace, and where it says aux input, click on that. Double click on this layer right here, that black and white layer we just created there in the middle, and do the same thing for aux2. Double click that. And what you can do now is you come down here where it says horizontal and just give that a value of like maybe 17. And if you watch on your screen here, you'll see what happens. It starts to add like this rippling water effect. Maybe I'll add a little more, see how that looks. I actually liked how it looked better at about 17, so I'll put that back. Go ahead and click OK to finalize it. And I'm going to turn off the visibility of this middle layer here, because if you notice, it's sticking out right there. We don't need that, so I'm just going to turn that off. And we can zoom out. And as you can see, we have finished. We have created our water reflection image using GIMP. So that's how you can go about doing that. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.